What's up, guys? It's Wally, and today we're going to be doing some battles with the rental team featuring a team of all single-type Pokemon. So when I was going through the comments the other day, I saw that Sal let me know that they've been climbing the ladder with this team of all single-type Pokemon, which was inspired by my all-types team. And I thought this was really awesome, so I asked him to send the rental code over so I could try to use it on the ladder. And man, this team looks really awesome, to be honest with you. And I really love this concept too, because whereas my all-types team had all 18 types on the same team, this one has 6 Pokemon that only have a single type. And that also means that their Terra type matches their single type as well. And even though I know that sounds a little daunting because, of course, we are in Generation 9 now, which has the ability to terrestrialize, but this is essentially like playing Pokemon from Generation 8 and, pretty much everything before that too, because you weren't able to change your typing. So even though, yes, you do have dual type Pokemon in all the other Pokemon games as well, still, with the single type Pokemon, you basically have this challenge every single time. So the one that I think I'm going to have the most fun with here is Tornadus, and I never thought I'd say that considering the fact that Bleak Wind Storm rarely ever hits. But honestly, I think it's going to be really cool to use Metronome. Now, obviously, Metronome is a move where it pretty much makes it so that you select one random move out of pretty much every single move in the Pokemon library, and he ends up using it. Now, you really don't have a choice, and it is extremely random, but it is a lot of fun. But the other positive thing about it, too, is that technically it is considered a status move, which means that with the Prankster, that Metronome is going to go and get that +1 to its priority. So it, for the most part, will end up going first. And I think that's really awesome. Now, the one thing I will say about that, though, is that if you do end up using that into Dark-type Pokemon, it's not going to do anything because in the same way that you're not able to use something like, like Eerie Impulse, Taunt, or something like that as a Prankster Pokemon into a Dark-type Pokemon, Metronome is still considered that way because it is essentially a status move. So that's something you bet we're going to be doing in pretty much every single battle. But the rest of the team actually looks really cool, too. I mean, I love Feraligatr because of the Sheer Force and the Life Orb. I mean, you get so much damage with the Liquidation, the Ice Punch, and even the Rock Slide as well. And of course, Rillaboom does have the Assault Vest and, of course, the Grassy Surge, which means that Grassy Glide is going to be a priority move when the Grassy Surge is out there. Of course, it does have Knockoff, High Horsepower, and Fake Out as well, all to kind of round out the Assault Vest set. We do also have Arcanine here with the Intimidate and the Choice Band, which is going to do some really good damage, especially if we go with something like Flare Blitz, which is a really strong stab move. If we Terrestrialize into Fire, that's going to be even stronger. But even aside from that, we do have Play Rough, Crunch, and Extreme Speed as a really great priority move too. And then we have Cresselia, which is an extremely bulky supporting Pokemon. Obviously, that Lunar Blessing is going to help everyone out on the field. The Ally Switch is a great move to be able to make it so that you divert a certain move away from a Pokemon into Cresselia, which can, for the most part, pretty much take them anytime. And then, of course, it does have the Trick Room as well as Psychic as its attacking move. Now, the one thing you don't want to have happen is Cresselia out there with just a Dark-type Pokemon, because with that Psychic, you're not going to be able to hit it, unfortunately. But, again, it is an extremely beneficial Pokemon to have out there. And then last but not least, there is Eevee. And yes, not an evolution, but Eevee. Now, this thing does have Last Resort and Protect. So what you're going to be doing is, since Last Resort can't be used until you've used every single other move that you have on that Pokemon, you'll end up going out there with Protect first, and then you can end up going with the Last Resort into any Pokemon that you want, and you can do that time after time after time if you want. You don't have to go and actually alternate between Last Resort and Protect. You just have to keep going with the Last Resort. And if you end up terrestrializing into the normal, you're going to get a 2.25, I believe, multiplier on your Last Resort, because with the adaptability, that pretty much goes up to 2. And if I'm not mistaken, if you do terrestrialize into normal, because it's the same type, you get the adaptability bonus and it goes up to 2.25. So again, that's going to do some really good damage. Even though Eevee isn't necessarily the strongest attacker, that can still do some really good damage because of all the multipliers that you're going to get. So again, I think this team is going to be really awesome. It looks like a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to use it up on ladder. And again, big thank you out to Sal for letting me use this team. But we'll get into the battles, but before we do, as always, if you guys are new here, just tapping chat, please make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like too. But let's get into the battles. All right, so here's what we're going to do to start, I think. I think we're going to go with the, yeah, we're definitely going to start with Tornadus. I kind of want to go Rillaboom, but at the same time, I also know that they may end up starting out with the cat. That's all right. We're going to trust that. We'll go Rilla, and then in the back, let's go Cresselia, and let's go Arcanine as well. the very least, we'll have something that's going to be extreme speed, and at least we'll have some really good priority with Arcanine. Plus, with the Choice Band, you get that extra bit of damage, so that's always a really positive thing. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we won't need it, but if we need it, at least it's in the back. And yeah, there's Incineroar. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I think we're just gonna start with the Bleak Windstorm, and let's try to fake out Incineroar. Nice, glad we go first. That's good. Good stuff. We get them down to Sash. Maybe we should have faked out Urshifu then. Nice! Tornadus hangs in there, and Incin flinches. So let's go with our Tailwind here. And let's go with the Grassy Glide and just take them out. Especially after a Tailwind, we should outspeed them then. It's a smart call too. Dang. I mean, at least it's a neutral hit, but still, if we would have went with the Bleak Wind, we would have been a little better off. Yeah. That's fair. Well, excuse me, Rillaboom? Where did you come from, buddy? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Let's go for the Bleak Wind again. And let's go for the high horsepower over into Incin. If we can knock out Incin, I think we're in a good spot. I was going to say, they're going to do that to avoid a Grassy Glide. Come on, you can hit. I have faith. Nice. Nice. Even better, now we'll have the high horsepower. And we pick up that KO. That's much appreciated. Alright. Now here's what we're going to do. Even though I should go with the Bleak Wind, I think I'm going to click Metronome. Well, maybe not. Well, no, actually, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Let's go for it. You know what? Let's have some fun. Let's go Metronome. I know that may screw me over in the end. I get that, but you know what? Oh well, right? Let's do that, and let's go for the Grassy Glide over there, too. I'm guessing that's going to be Flutter. Oh, that's even better. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what we needed right there. That's perfect. We should be able to, if not take them out, do a good amount of damage here. Metronome first. Let's go. What are we doing? You know what? We healed all the way up. Let's go Metronome. Alright. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, Tornadus ain't gonna live for much longer, though. That's the thing. So as cool as getting the rest was, it just doesn't really mean anything in the end, unfortunately. But, hell, it was still fun. We'll take that. Alright, now we're down to our final two. We have Cresselia, and we got Arcanine. Alright, so we'll get the Intimidate, which is great over to Ogerpon, obviously. Let's go for the Psychic. Let's tear into fire. I just don't feel like we pick it up. Yeah, let's go for the Psychic. Let's tear into fire. Let's go for the Flare Blitz. The downside here is if we end up losing Arcanine, then we end up pretty much losing the game, because then we're not going to be able to hit them with Psychic. So we should pick up this KO right here. We do. Thank you, Choice Band. Kind of wish we would have just went over into them now, but... oh well. Come on, be enough. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, hold on now. Hold on now, we survive another day. Okay. Okay. Not what I was expecting. But I'm not upset. Tailwind's gone, though. That's the downside. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go for an ally switch on this one. And let's go for the Flare Blitz into Urshifu. Main reason being that if we can take out Urshifu, then we can take out Ogerpon. Okay, that's fine. Turn that way. Let's go. Let's go. We'll take them out right here. And thankfully that is not going to do enough recoil to take us out. We have the lefties. So all we're going to do, we're going to try for the Flare Blitz again. And honestly, we just need to go for 2 Psychics, essentially. Yeah, I know, we lose them. But if we can survive one more Ivy Cudgel, which we should be able to, then we'll be able to take them out. Pick up the Psychic. Oh, we end up taking them out right there. Good, so I'm glad that actually clicking Metronome didn't come back to bite me in the ass, you know what I mean? So, there we go. Unfortunately, we ended up getting Rest as our Metronome attack, and not something that was actually going to benefit us more, but even so, it's still fun being able to click that button. Good game. Ooh, now it looks like we are facing a Registeel, and it looks like we have mostly physical attackers, which means we have some things to kind of worry about here. But here's what we're going to end up doing. Let's start with Tornadus as well as... seems ridiculous. I'm going to go Cresselia, though. That way I would have something to try to take out... yeah, to try to take out Glamora. Yeah, so we can kind of go with that. Let's go with those two to start. And then in the back, let's bring Arcanine as well as... I'll bring Feraligatr too. Let's bring those 4 and see what we can do with that. This might be a tough one to use Metronome on, but watch us use Metronome and actually have it be something that's going to be really good for us. Is that wishful thinking? Absolutely. There are a ton of moves that can actually choose from. Oh, nice. It is them. Alright. So here's what we do first is we're going to go with the Tailwind. And... I kind of actually want to go with the with an ally switch here. That would actually probably save Torn a little bit more. But... But here's what we'll do. Let's actually terrestrialize and let's see if we can get some extra damage here. I know it might seem ridiculous, but honestly, since they are weak against the Psychic, we can always get that move over on them, and hopefully it'll be enough to be able to KO, especially with the 2x stab. We'll get our Tailwind first. They'll get one as well, but ours goes up first. Let's get the Psychic. Let's see if we can KO with this. That would be huge. Be a great way to start this battle. And you bet we do. Let's go. I wonder if we could have gotten it without terrestrializing, but doesn't matter anymore. Oh, Ice Beam. But Torn hangs in there. Let's go. Ooh, Incineroar. Alright, well that's not necessarily great. But we'll be alright though. It's not too bad. So here's what we'll do is we'll go with yeah, just for the fun of it. Let's go for that Metronome. Let's see if we get something that's really beneficial here. I know it might be a little difficult, but worth a shot, you know? Let's do that, and not going to be worth it to well, it would be for Cresselia, to be completely honest with you. Let's go for the ally switch, just because that's going to save... that's going to save... Oh, that might not be good for us. Steel. That'll be alright, though. We'll figure that out. Again, we have Arcanine in the back, which is going to be really good. But this makes it so that Torn is the one that gets knocked off, and then they're going to get Ice Beamed. So we're going to be good from that perspective. Out of all of the moves that you could have selected, you literally chose the same move. Oh my gosh. Well, we had the right idea. You know what I mean? We had the right idea, but let's try it again. Let's try it again. We're gonna go Metronome again. I'm gonna go with the Lunar Blessing. I think we'll be able to hang in there a little bit longer with Cresselia with the Lunar Blessing. Nice! Thunderbolt! Oh no, I forget about that. I forget about the fact that Metronome is technically a status move, so it does get the Prankster, obviously. But I forget that because it is used with Prankster, it doesn't go into the Dark-type Mons, which is extremely unfortunate, but what can you do, right? Can't do much about that. And it's rough that that's who they ended up selecting. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with Arcanine here. The reliable partner, as always. We'll get the Intimidates, which will be good. They'll probably have to swap out Incineroar. But let's get the Flare Blitz over there. And let's go with the Lunar Blessing once more, because that will allow us to actually heal back the damage that we end up losing from the recoil of the Flare Blitz. So I think it's a good choice. Plus, Cresselia gets to stay in there for a little bit longer. Nice. I thought it was going to get frozen. Nope, but we're good, though. Latias gets knocked out. Love that. Ooh, it does have the Rocky Helmet. So we're going to take a little more recoil. But, again, we do have the Lunar Blessing coming right here. And that'll get us... Well, not up to full, but we'll get up to about 75%. Nice. And I think that might be enough to survive another knockoff. But we won't have to worry about the parting shot. Well, we do, but you know what I mean. So that's fine. We're probably going to have to swap out Arcanine on this one, depending on who this is. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to swap them out, unfortunately. Okay, so Tailwind's gone. They still have it, though. I'm going to go into Feraligatr here. I'm going to try for one more Lunar Blessing. Yeah, because I would assume that they end up outspeeding here. I could be wrong. I really could be. I don't know the whole speed interaction between these three, but the Lunar Blessing, if we survive, will obviously heal us back, and then if Feraligatr takes damage, oh, that's beautiful. We love that. Hanging in there. Let's go. Love to see that. Tailwind's gone for them. That's good for us. We're going to go for the Liquidation. Yeah, they already terrestrialized. So let's go for the Liquidation over there. And, yeah, we should outspeed. So we can go for another Lunar Blessing. So let's see if we can take them out with the Liquidation here. You bet we do. Goodbye, Incineroar. And now, even though it seems like we might have this, we're still going to have to really worry about Registeel, because they're going to go with the Iron Defense, and that's going to be rough for us. We're going to have to hope that we can get some crits. Let's go Liquidation. Let's bring in Arcanine on this one. They may go for another Iron Defense, but I need to... Before they get to +4 or to +6, I need to get one more. That's fine. That's not going to matter much with the Body Press. Defense fall? Oh, actually, that doesn't matter. Alright. Not looking great. How are we going to take this down now? We have to go Liquidation again. Let's go with that Flare Blitz. We gotta hope... Yeah, I understand. Extra damage, or extra healing back, pardon me. It's fine. Yeah, we need to hope for a crit here. +4, it's gonna be really rough. We do have super effective damage. I kind of wish I would have saved the Terra for this now, but... that's alright. We'll figure this out. We will definitely figure this out. If only we could flinch with the Rock Slide. I know that typically you can. Wow, getting the double protect! Wow. I know that, yeah, they can typically flinch with that. However, because it is sheer force, that extra flinch chance gets taken away just in lieu of that 30% bonus damage. It's kind of a ballsy double protect, to be honest with you. Good damage on that one, though. That's huge, too. That means that the Body Press is going to do less damage. And also, that's going to be residual. And the... Oh, my goodness. There we go. And we ended up getting the crit there, and that is finally going to be the game. Holy cow. You know, I asked, how are we going to actually beat this? And there's it right there. It's going to be that burn as well as the crit. And it's going to be the defining factor here. So let's finish it off with the Liquidation. Let's do one more Flare Blitz. And let's call that a game. There we go. Yeah, even though we kind of... I don't want to say screwed ourselves over kind of in the beginning by going with the Metronome that gave us the ally switch after we ally switched, which basically brought us back to normal, we still ended up coming out on top. Kind of surprised by that, but man, this team is actually pretty good. I like this a lot. Good game. All right, what do you say we end this one on a good note, huh? So let's start this one with, let's start with Torn, of course, as always. Then we're also, I think, kind of feel like we should go Rillaboom. It'd be nice to be able to get the fake out into someone, but in all honesty, kind of also want to go with Arcanine. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to end up bringing bring Arcanine, and then I'm actually gonna bring Feraligatr, and let's bring Cresselia again. In all honesty, I really like that team a lot. Cresselia is just so beefy. You got so much power with that choice band with the Arcanine. And then Feraligatr again with sheer force. Something we've used in the past too, and it's just so strong. I love it. Especially for a starter, you know? Ooh, alright. Oh, and it's a single. Okay. It's actually not bad. That could be a lot worse. Wow, Urshifu Clear Amulet. Oof. Alright. Well, let's go with the Tailwind here, because I think we're going to need it. And man, if we can outspeed, we can take them out. I think we can take them out with a Play Rough. And we don't have to take any residual. Or not residual, recoil. Torn. So beefy. Let's go. Goodbye, Urshi. Alright, so I'm glad we ended up taking them out. Ooh, Walking Wake. Oh, that's not good for... It's not great for Arcanine. Although, to be honest with you, it's not that bad. Let's go for the Metronome here. And let's go for the Play Rough over into Walking Wake. And let's hope we can outspeed. We don't even have to because they protect. We'll get our Metronome because, again, Prankster. Horn Leech. Oh my goodness. That would have been such a great move, too. That would have been a nice neutral hit as well. Oh, man. Oh, that is so unfortunate. But you know what? That is totally okay. That is still totally okay. Oh, that was fun, though. Oh, again, that would have been such a good move. Alright, let's go with Cresselia here. Let's go Cresselia. So, let's go with the ally switch. Let's go Play Rough over into Walking Wake again. I think that might be our best move here. Because if we can take them out, man, that is probably our biggest threat. Whimsicott's great and all that, and it's going to be tough, but in all honesty, we have plenty of things to be able to take care of it. So let's see what we can do here. Alright. Nice. Perfect. And Cresselia barely, doesn't even take half damage on that. That is incredible. And Lorb too. We get the Play Rough. We knock out Walking Wake. Absolutely love it. And now all we have to do is worry about Whimsicott and one other Mon. Question is, who is that last Mon? Well, at least we get to find out here. It's Fire Pond. Alright. Well... at least we know who they're going to be terastallizing, huh? Let me think about this, because they're going to be obviously terastallizing into fire. We can't really stick with the Play Rough. Let's swap into Feraligatr here. Hmm. Let's go for a Trick Room. I think we're going to be slower with both of our Mons. Plus, we can always just go Extreme Speed, too. Here comes that fire. Be alright, though. I mean, if they go Sunny Day, then we might be a little SOL, but we'll figure this out, though. Okay, Helping Hand, that doesn't help either. Okay. Hanging in there, let's go. Let's go. Alright, we got our lefties, which is great. Tailwind's gone. Tailwind's gone. But again, I think we are the slower Pokemon here. Let's go with the Liquidation. And let's go with the Lunar Blessing. Figured, and that's part of the reason why I went with the Lunar Blessing too. Because even though we're going to be taking a little bit of damage here, at least that's going to help us out a lot. That's fine. Oh, I didn't realize they had Trick Room too. Alright, I mean, smart call. I can't be upset at that. This one, let's go with the Liquidation. And honestly, I'm going to go with the Psychic. Main reason being, I think they're expecting me to go for an Ally Switch. Now, might that be risky? Yeah, but let's give it a shot. Come on. Nice! Let's go! I mean, yeah, that's a ton of damage, but hey, we called that. Let's go. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, they were expecting the Ally Switch, and that was something that I was considering, but obviously we had done that so many times, and you can only go to the well one too many times. Or whatever. You know, I don't know whatever the hell that saying is, but whatever it is, just don't do it too often. Then people will end up calling it like that. Hopefully you understand what I meant by that. Either way, though, we still end up coming out on top there. Again, not like we actually had the chance to do too much with Tornadus there, but we did get the Horn Leech on that, and unfortunately it went into the Protect, but it's pretty cool to actually get a move that was actually going to help us. But either way, still ended up coming out with a victory. Good game. So even though the Metronome didn't really give us a ton of value there because the Horn Leech went into a Pokemon that ended up protecting, we also did a Thunderbolt into a Pokemon that was a Dark type, so it didn't do any damage to it. And also, we ended up ally switching when we tried to ally switch with Cresselia as well. So, again, not the best showing from Metronome, but still a really incredible showing from this team. Because, again, a lot of really great Pokemon here. Because with that Choice Band with the Arcanine, just so extremely strong. Feraligatr with his Sheer Force plus the Life Orb is really great. And then Rillaboom, even though it doesn't have something like Wood Hammer, which is like a 120 power, still that Grassy Glide, especially if you end up terrestrializing to grass, can still do some really good damage too. Cresselia is extremely beefy, and even though we didn't get the chance to use Eevee, I know that that Last Resort could actually do some really good damage with the adaptability, and even if you terrestrialize into the normal typing as well. But again, Tornadus doing what it always does, really great stuff. That Tailwind, the Rain Dance, really big help. Bleak Wind, but again with Metronome, if you do want to get a move off before another one ends up going into you that doesn't have like priority, you can always use the Metronome that gets that +1 priority because of the Prankster, and you'll end up picking some random move and just fingers crossed it's one that's actually going to help you. But again, I had a lot of fun using this team, and I actually really like this concept of having 6 Pokemon that only have their single typing. It's kind of like going back to something like Sword Shield or anything before that as well, and being able to play like that too. But again, I thought this was really cool, and this was a lot of fun. And again, big thank you out to Sal for letting me use this team. But thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the battles. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. We'll see you guys next time.